Hi, and welcome to the Jesse Spec YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to give you an update on what is going on with my Norma M20B race car, running a full all-motor B16 TODA Racing engine with ITBs, as you can see popping out over there, dry sump, and all the good stuff with it. And I have another surprise. Some will say maybe a financial mistake, but without any further ado, join me and let's dive right into it. Point that I'm very excited to announce to you is I've gotten my race license for 2026, and this time it's a national license. So just maybe a small anecdote regarding licenses. In Switzerland you have 3 types of licenses, if not even more, but the basic ones are, first of all, you have the local license. So if you participate in a hill climb, or if you participate in a slalom, you can just go there as an amateur and ask for a daily license, and they call that the local license, where basically you have a license for the local race. Then they have the second type of license, which is called the regional license. A regional license, that's what I had last year, is typically the bare minimum you need in order to be able to participate in any kind of race with this kind of car in Switzerland. Basically, it will allow you to participate in races in Switzerland, but it won't count for a championship. And then you have the highest level one, which is called the national license, which I have got this year. This is the first time I'm getting it, and it can be considered as sort of like the pro license. It's maybe a fancy word for that, but that's basically the biggest license that you can get in Switzerland. And then, of course, if you have other races that you go abroad, for example, and race in other championships at the Nürburgring or things like that, you will need an international FIA license, which is, of course, on a higher scope. Just to give you an example, in order to get a regional license, you need to do 5 races at least with a local license. Once you get that, then you need to do 5 races with your regional license in order to get a national license. And once you've done all that, then I heard that for the international license, you have to do 10 races in national racing, basically, with this license, and then you could move on to races abroad to get the international racing license. Another fun fact with my license is that it's also valid for sim racing, so I can go participate in sim racing. That's something that I did not say, but last year I actually participated in one little tournament. I wasn't very good at it, but it sparked quite a lot of interest for me, so I'll be surely focusing on that, and it's good seat time in the end as well. And another interesting thing to see is you need a special medical check. I had to go to the doctors, get blood work done, and all kinds of different things in order to get the national license. And you need to say if you need glasses and things like that. And as I said, you need to fill out the pre-requirements in terms of racing experience as well with a regional license. And then you're allowed to get this. And it's pretty expensive. It costed me like, I'd say about 600 francs to get it done, maybe a little bit more. But now I passed on the level on top, and I'm really looking forward to start racing this year. And this is a perfect segue into my next point. That is, I'll be racing with... What the hell? Yes, your imagination is correct. Jesse has committed a huge financial mistake, and I have purchased another racing car. let me introduce you to this new car. So let's take a look at this. As you can see, this is a Norma M20 FC. Why FC? As you can see, the other one is a M20B. Maybe quick history and explanation of these two cars. The M20B, which is from 2006-ish, has a B16 engine in it, although it did come with a K20, but it is the first iteration after the M20. It's a French brand for racing cars that is very impressive, I must say. And the main difference is this has a tubular chassis with lots of carbon on the sides, but it is a tube metal steel frame basically. Whereas this one, the M20 FC, as you can see here, is a full carbon bathtub that I'm going to show you some shots of that in a second. Interesting fact as well, they roughly weigh the same weight, 560 kilos-ish without me in it. This one was like 580 or 570 with a full tank as well. So super lightweight cars, but I don't know if you can see this, but this car is considerably longer and wider than the M20B. And this is a 2016-2017 race car. It has also the Evo spoilers on it, and I don't know if you can see it here, the camera is following me. I have the Swan Neck spoiler on it, which is pretty amazing. So, this is the surprise for this year. Yes, I will not be racing with my old faithful steed, the B16 powered Norma M20B. I'll be running with this one, the M20 FC. And let me just explain why I decided to do that. Two main reasons. First of all, this car is a bit too small for me. I don't know if you've seen various videos of me racing, but my head is maybe 1 centimeter below the roll cage. And after some mischief that happened at the end of last year, I realized that that's probably not a very safe car for me. First thing. Second thing, there might be a couple more points than just two, but anyway, bear with me. The other point is that car does not allow me, with my giant feet, to do left foot braking. I have the steering column that goes in between both of my feet, so there is no way for me to go over and left foot brake because my foot would hit into the steering column, which would limit me quite a lot in terms of driver training. You will see that the M20 FC is way more spacious, way wider, and yeah, it's more adapted to me. And if I'm sitting in it, I'll show you a picture. My head is like 15, 20 centimeters below the roll cage. So it's very a good thing for that as well. And I feel way safer, and I can also do left foot braking. And of course, there's another really awesome point about this car. It is K20 powered. It has a full prepped engine that has been revised, and mechanically this car is in excellent condition, whereas this one, when I bought it, I had to do absolutely hours and hours of work. I have worked myself to death almost just to get this bad boy running and legal for races. So this was one hell of a experience for me, but I've learned a lot. I did full wiring, I did full engine rebuild, I did all kinds of clutch adaptations, full CAN lambda, CAN signal, full wiring for the engine, but also the chassis harness. Everything has been made by me. And I felt like I've done too much to this car to actually be able to 100% focus on driving. And there are a lot of distractions. You know, when you build something completely, you have the merit of having built it, but if you want to really improve your driving, it does limit you in what your mind can do. Because, for example, I was always worried of what was going on. Was I getting problems? Or I was always listening to noises and things like that. Whereas with this car has been owned by multiple racing teams in France. It's a race car that is built for endurance racing. You can tell that because we have here, I don't know if you can see this down here, but we have some intake snorkels here for the brakes. So we can see that this is way more adapted to endurance and also reliability. So end of 2024, the engine was fully rebuilt, and everything is ready. You'll see that I also have another awesome thing is I have paddle shifters. It is really crazy. It's another level, and I've driven it, and I will show you a video of me testing it in the rain and semi-dry conditions, and boy was that a relief. And in a long time I've never felt that much pleasure in driving. So that is also one thing that I did not really have with this car, because this car, the black one, is a beast, and it's extremely intimidating and scary to drive. And on top of that, you don't know if you really are in safety or not. Whereas this one is going to be faster, first of all, which is not good for safety. But of course, it is built in a way more safe way and a more evolved way. And the roll cages are bigger. I'm sitting lower. I have more space. I'm more comfortable in it. So anyway, I don't want to justify letting go of this car. So also, to be honest, I'll say that right now. I'll finish starting the engine, mapping the car, go maybe to one track day with it, and then I will put it up for sale. So if anybody watching my video is actually already interested in the car, with or without the engine, feel free to hit me up, because it will be for sale and I will be focusing on this. The other point about this one is it is a factory built race car that is respecting competition rules, and it's fully stock. In the sense, like, there is no weird mechanical modifications or things like that. This car, I need to remind you that this is a car that had a K20 as well. It was changed in France to the 1600cc engine in order to be in a more competitive class and having this chassis in a smaller field of racing, basically. And that is an awesome engine. I have loved working on the B16 and learning a lot of things about it, but I do feel it's time for me to move on, and I'm looking forward to go to the K20 platform, and also a highly evolved chassis that is way more modern. This is 20 years old and this is less than 10 years old. So as you can see, I want to evolve, and you maybe don't know, but I did a support event, charity event. I don't know if we can call it a charity event, but an event that was made basically to support me and Guillaume for our racing season this year. And I really felt, boy, people are really backing me in this adventure. So I don't want to be caught up with stressing out too much about this car because it is too modified. There's absolutely nothing from the factory on it. And I wanted to focus on me driving well. Anyhow, so forgive me a little bit for the mess that we have here, because we're at work and lots of things have arrived and are ready for shipping. But let me walk you through quickly this amazing car that I'm very happy that my friend could sell to me. So maybe a few key elements that are different from my M20B, so the other one that is over there. We have the swan neck GT wing that is a big evolution in comparison to the other one that you see over there. Maybe can we look at it like that? Yeah, as you can see here, this is a regular GT wing out of carbon fiber as well. This one is also out of carbon fiber, but it's a swan neck design. So as you can see, it has a way more complex construction like this, and down here how it's built. As I said, there's a K20. I'll be showing you that in a minute. Another interesting thing is this car was actually delivered to me with 8 work wheels. Don't tell me how the guy found them, but I have 8 golden work wheels. And I have the big axles in comparison to what I had before, where they were small axles. Let me just show you the comparison just quickly so you can see. As you can see here, these are way tinier. On top of that, as you can see, this car is in one piece at the front, whereas this one, you have a separation for aero purposes. An interesting touch that the guy gave, he made some carbon Kevlar scoop covers here. I don't know why exactly he did that. Yeah, don't worry. I just removed this front part just in order to look at something before. You can see that there's an incredible front splitter in the front as well. It's FRP, so there's a lot to do. You have the intake scoops down here as well that are pretty consequent. And as I said, look at this full carbon chassis. And of course we can see immediately that it's not the same ball game in terms of interior. So if we quickly put the engine on, little baby Norma on here, fully stock K20, put on the ignition, fuel pump, will it start? Look at that, immediate start, no problems whatsoever. Let's turn everything back off. So this car is a fully homologated FIA car, ready for racing, as you can see, with a really badass steering wheel, full carbon chassis. This is absolutely mind-blowing. And look at the space that I have in here. What's also very cool is you have the intake. So as you can see, this car was supposed to end up blue and yellow, but finally we left it white for the moment. But that's something that is going to change really soon. Yeah, what else can I say? Of course, fully FIA, so you have the fire extinguisher and the fuel cell that are all revised and ready to race. Look at the carbon chassis here as well. I'm not even joking. It's absolutely incredible. If you compare it to the other one, you basically have metal chassis all over the place. Everything is out of metal. So how about we take a look a little bit of how it is under the hood. Just to give you an idea how insane this car is. Look at this. Full carbon fiber chassis, crash bar. It has also the brake ducts, which is something that on my Norma I don't have. This one has been removed just because I've been looking at something at the brakes. But as you can see, it has a full carbon diffuser as well, a front lip in front. And the crash box is also out of carbon fiber, which is pretty incredible. Here you can see the pedals from here. Incredible. Huh? That's a cool shot there. What can we see from here? Yeah. Here's the ducting regarding the brakes. They will basically extend out to the brakes like this through the inside of there. Pretty crazy, huh? How about we look at the engine in the back? Let's take a quick look at the engine. Beautiful K20 with the paddle shifter system, as you can see here, with a SADEV way more recent transmission than what I've had before. As you can see, with the rear brackets looking also very different in comparison to what I had before. And just generally speaking, it has a very different layout than what I had. As you can see, there's a ECU by DTA. I don't know if you can see that. Bit old school, but that's what they were running back then. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I will be able to do in the future in order to improve these kind of things. But yeah, if we look at it from here, the K20 with all the brake ducts, you can really see it's a totally different style of car. The exhaust coming out on the side in comparison to what I had before. If you look here, side exhaust for the win. As you can see here, the engine, K20. I was told it was a Japanese engine, K20 from Japan, Type R. I don't know the exact horsepower figures, but it should be around 250 or something like that. The interesting part is, look at this intake that is really incredibly big. I'm looking forward to testing that and seeing how that makes a difference or not. I'm looking forward to seeing that. The SADEV transmission, I need to see, I think it's SL85 maybe. I don't even know. See, I have to learn my stuff as well. But yeah, this car needs a bit of cleaning after the last track day. So I'm sorry it's not the best chance for a video, but we'll be working from there. Another neat little detail that I wanted to show you is this little booklet. This is my technical passport in order to be legal to drive in Switzerland in all our motorsports events. That is sort of like a FIA passport for the car. They call it a technical passport. See, with the pictures of my car in it and everything, with the specs and everything. And so now, from now on, I'm going to be preparing because in 2 weeks I have my first race with this car. I tested the car 2 weeks ago on a rainy track day. That's why you have the rain tires on the car. And boy, was it a blast. I'll put a video right now so you can see it. As you can see, this car is really running well. And anyway, thank you everybody who watched this video until now. I also wanted to thank everybody that has supported me in this adventure of racing and motorsports. And I really want to do my best to get some good results this year with this new car and be a little bit more confident with this car. Yeah, safety and ease of mind is always something. So as you can see, this car, as crazy as it may seem, is unmodified. So it's in its factory spec. It is a factory race car, but I am planning to keep it like that for the moment, or not, we'll see. But now I need to focus on driving. I need to work on myself and improve my driving. And this car, I've done already lots of laps with it. Last time I drove a 39-minute stint. I could hardly get out of the car in the rain. It was amazing. So this really shows that the level of this car is much higher. And I should say the biggest difference with the other one is I actually have an alternator that recharges my battery. Something small also, but really important. So yeah, anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to this year. There will be a lot of interesting motorsports action. I will be doing some of the craziest races I've ever done in my life. So if you want to get on board, support, sponsor, or partner up with me, make sure to contact me through my Instagram or comment in the videos and we'll get in touch. And thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. And peace out.